Hey JJ, how do you?
Hey Mike.
Hi. How do you balance the usage that you need from Austin in a game like this relative to how much you had to do last night and the back-to-back and all of that context alongside LeBron and Luka being out?
Yeah, we're cognizant of his workload going into this game, and I'm sure Walsh will guard him some and pick up full court. So we're going to do our best to have multiple ball handlers out there and get him off ball a little bit.
I think 5 wins and 6 for Boston, probably playing their best of the season. What have you seen from them recently, especially?
They're really good. I think they have an identity every night in terms of how they play. Jalen's playing at a high level. Derek White has picked up, his shooting and his scoring since some early season struggles there, but it's a lot of. I feel like with them, it's a lot of math. You got to be able to guard your yard. You got to be able to stay in front of the ball. You got to have great shifts, and you got to be able to close out. They're still shooting a lot of threes, and then you got to finish every possession. Number one in the league in crash rate, and it's everybody. It's their guards crashing through the elbows. It's Walsh. Kata's doing a great job on the board. So there's a lot of things you got to be worried about playing this team.
Not a lot of time probably to look back at last night as you prep for this, but what did you think of Adu's minutes?
They were good.
Is he somebody that on a night like tonight when you're minus LeBron, could have a more expanded role? And I guess if so, is it just do more of the same?
Yeah, he'll be the first sub.
Do you have any more information about Luka Doncic and when you could anticipate him back with the team?
Soon. Yeah.
Is Philly a possibility?
Yes.
JJ, the other day you said that Marcus was kind of like your tone setter in terms of physicality with him being out the last few games. How do you think the team has been doing in terms of setting the tone for physicality on defense and even offense?
Yeah, we miss him. The challenge the guys, I told you after the game, challenged the guys last night at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but had to get every loose ball in that fourth quarter. I thought our defensive intensity and our ability to get stops and make multiple efforts, whether it was the chase down block, DA's stop at the end, Jake diving on the floor for a loose ball, they tried to make those multiple efforts and executed them well, and we're going to be happy when Smart's back in the lineup, whatever that is.
And you talked about how you think every player has an ability to be a leader. As you've seen Austin kind of grow just into a starring role on the court this year, what do you think his kind of leadership style has grown into? How does he provide kind of the leadership for this team?
He is more vocal. I think it doesn't always happen this way, but he's become a little bit of an extension of the coaching staff in terms of messaging and making sure guys understand what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it.
JJ, obviously you and Joe have a relationship. Do you talk to him over the off season? Do you guys kind of go back and forth with ideas during your first off season there? Is he someone who's pretty adverse to that?
I do talk to Joe. Yeah, we talk. I'm probably one of 2 coaches that he'll speak with during the season as well. But we do talk. I don't know that I've ever asked Joe for stuff, since I got this job. But he was very helpful when I was doing media.
What do you make of some of the stylistic changes that they've made there? I mean, they go from one of the lower turnover rate teams in the league to one of the highest. They never foul, to fouling a ton. What do you make of some of their stylistic changes this year?
I've had 6 hours to prepare for this game, so most of the stylistic stuff is coverage stuff on defense that I noticed. You watch them every night, so you can probably speak to that better.
A lot went into last night's game, but one of the momentum-changing plays seemingly was that block that you mentioned from Jake. What does it mean to you guys defensively, in the variety of roles he's played on that end?
We talked about the physicality earlier, and I think that he establish that for us. Over the last week, he's guarded Kawhi. Last night he guarded Bi. Those bigger wings. I think he's done a good job of trying to be disruptive and being physical. For him, I think the second effort plays have been good, and he can be a catalyst for sort of our defense to offense.
JJ, obviously LeBron's not playing tonight, but from, I guess, your experience as a player first and then as a coach, just the nature of scoring 10 points in the NBA, and what's the challenge of that on a night-to-night basis, and just, I guess, some context for you.
In some ways, Mike, I'm really glad the streak is over, so now we can stop talking about it.
Is that a signal that you'd like to not
Yes.
discuss that right now?
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
We can accept that.
Thanks.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
All right.